How has politics changed since 2001 in general? And we've touched on social media and trade unions.
Well, look, I think technology has been a big change agent. When I first came in, there were only a few people using laptops and mobiles, and I think constituent contact was restricted because of that. And it was more sort of people work 9 to 5, they did events on the weekends or at nights. But with the increase in using technology in the role, you are accessible 24/7, and people do contact you at some really interesting hours and would like a reply, and that's fine. So you are more directly able to engage with constituents rather than going through your staff in the office. You're using technology more in the job in terms of what the work you're doing in the chamber. So if you're prepping for a speech, or you're trying to seek information, or you want an update on some media, if you want to use that for a question, you've got it right in front of you. You're not actually having to go out and seek it and wait a couple of days. It's there within seconds. In terms of the work you do with committees, it's fairly similar. You are now much more portable. So whereas when I first started, if you were on committees, and I was on a few of those, you would have every Tuesday a big yellow envelope put in front of you on your desk with the reading material for your meeting on the next morning. Whereas now it's online, it's secure, you can see it well in advance. In terms of preparation, you can talk to other members, you can amend a document. So it's much more productive in that way. It has its ups and downs, of course, you know. People can still contact you when you're trying to have a break, but I think that is, I think in terms of access to the community, I think that's been a real plus, because people can talk to you directly and much easier. And in terms of getting information in and out to people, it's a lot faster than what it used to be. So I think that's been a real plus. I think there's more training for MPs now as well in terms of the work they do, not just in the chamber but within their committee roles. And I think better advice in terms of how they engage with constituents and ongoing campaigning, because you want to keep getting messages out about the work that your particular party, being in government or opposition, the work that you're doing. So I think MPs have access to better skill updating and more information in terms of their engagement.
And how have you found that transition then with interacting with your constituents, with the community at large? Because yes, electronically can make it much easier. It also means there's a lot more traffic coming your way.
For me, it's not. I quite like that. I like that direct engagement and that instantaneous effect of contact. Everyone is different. Some people find that a difficult adjustment, but I think what we've seen is, as there's been change, new members coming through, a younger generation, if you like, sometimes younger, but people that are used to using technology in their workplaces as a matter of fact, not as an unusual event. I think you find that more and more people are engaged in that way, and it means that you can actually directly engage with somebody. You can still have that face-to-face with them, but it means that they can send you information so that by the time you meet with them, you've got you understand what their situation is.
Can I sort of take that to another level? How do you believe has, I suppose, parliamentary debate changed since 2001? Because we've certainly, since probably the 2007 federal election in particular, we've talked a lot about 24/7 media cycles, a lot of clickbait. Some will argue that parliamentarians are just giving the media what the media wants. Media will say, well,
that might very well be the case for people in the Assembly. I would imagine things move a lot faster down there for in the upper house. I think the type of debate has changed. When I first came in, you probably had different rules of engagement, if you like. There were more opportunities where people suspended standing orders. There were long debates. People trying to slow things down. People quite eloquent, flowery debates in some cases, or fiery debates, depending upon the subject. I think now it's different. People are moving ahead. The standing orders have been changed, so there's shorter, sharper debates on some matters. You're trying to enable people who are not part of the executive to get up and have their say, to be able to raise issues in their electorate. So I think that's changed a little bit. So it gives people more opportunity to have a say. And I think there is a difference between the type of debate in the Assembly and the type of debate in the upper house. I mean, given we're the House of Review, you expect to have a more detailed, focused review of what you're looking at, whereas I think the Assembly is shorter, sharper, move on, bring on the next bill or the next motion.
Although there are incidents in the upper house too, of course, when it's
there are.
short and sharp, and sometimes the conversation drops below the belt line, as it has recently.
Sometimes that happens, and every, that can happen to anyone.